This video is dedicated to my younger self because if I had known these 3 things when I first moved to Japan, I would have saved myself time, money, and years of frustration trying to get in great shape while living in a foreign country. So in this video, you'll learn the truth about dieting, exercise, and the mindset necessary to transform your health and get in the best shape of your life. For those who don't know me, my name is Menya, like Kenny with an M, and welcome to my channel where each week I share new ways to challenge your thinking, transform your health, and improve your fitness based on my experience as a health and fitness coach in Tokyo, Japan. As always, before we get started, please subscribe below so you don't miss out on similar videos, and remember to give this video a thumbs up so that I know you liked it. When I moved to Japan in 2009, I was a 22-year-old English teaching assistant living in the middle of nowhere with a 7-month work contract and a 1-year visa. I had never lived alone, I didn't know Japanese, and I didn't know how or where to do anything. The struggle was so real that when I first walked into the local supermarket near my tiny apartment, I was trying to ask for bottled water, and instead they pointed me in the direction of the alcohol section. People speak more English in cities like Tokyo, but in smaller cities and towns, it's predominantly Japanese. So you can imagine the struggle to prioritize my fitness when I could barely buy bottled water. Which leads to the first thing that I wish I knew when I first moved to Japan. The first thing that I wish I knew when I first moved to Japan is that the total calories you consume are significantly more important than the foods you eat. Total calories matter more than if you drink cold-pressed juice or eat only whole foods. Total calories matter more than if you eat 1 or 3 or 6 meals a day. Total calories matter more than if you're a vegan, a pescatarian, or a die-hard carnivore. Total calories matter more than if you eat a big breakfast or fast until lunch. And total calories matter more than if you eat Japanese cuisine or Western comfort food. The total number of calories that you consume each day will have the greatest impact on your overall weight. Body composition, which is the proportion of fat and non-fat mass in your body, is largely impacted by variables like your level of activity and genetic predisposition. But other than those with rare medical conditions like hypothyroidism or Cushing's disease, how much you weigh is almost exclusively determined by calories consumed versus calories burned. It's also important to understand that not all calories are created equally. So, for example, consuming 100 calories from a processed food like candy will be metabolized by your body very differently than consuming 100 calories from a whole food source like spinach. But that's a big conversation in and of itself, so we'll cover that in a later video. To keep things simple, in order to lose weight, you have to consume less calories than you burn each day. In order to gain weight, you have to consume more calories than you burn each day. And in order to maintain your current weight, you essentially have to consume the same number of calories that you burn on any given day. If you'd like to calculate your own daily calorie needs, head over to my website where you can check out my BMR calculator. And if you follow the instructions, you can actually determine how many calories you need on each given day based on your level of activity. And whether or not you choose to count calories is totally your decision. Some people like the process of counting their calories using apps like MyFitnessPal or Lose It, while other people hate the process largely because it makes them obsess over everything they put in their mouths. Plus, it can be hugely challenging for Westerners trying to read nutrition labels and ingredient lists and then input those foods into an app that may or may not even have those foods registered. I started counting calories just a few years ago, really to get a good idea for how many calories I needed each day in order to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain my current weight. But I've since stopped doing that because I now have a rhythm and I don't really need to calculate how much I'm eating each day. I can kind of just eyeball the food that I'm eating, and that's one of the benefits of becoming familiar with portion sizes and how much your body actually needs based on your level of activity and a variety of other variables. So at this point, if I want to gain weight, I eat a bit more. If I want to lose weight, I eat a bit less. It's pretty much that simple. So with that in mind, let's move on to the second thing that I wish I knew when I first moved to Japan. The second thing that I wish I knew when I moved to Japan is that strength training is the key to looking good naked. Now, Japanese people are very fashionable. Guys go hard on their hair, rock tailored suits, aren't afraid to accessorize, and wear designer shoes. And women wear makeup like pros, have immaculate dress sense, maintain perfect posture, and always smell like perfume. But once the makeup and hair gel is gone and all the clothing comes off, most Japanese people, and I'm talking men and women, are essentially skinny fat. Now, you might be wondering how I know what Japanese people look like naked, and that's a fair question. But let me assure you, I've been to more than my fair share of onsens and seen more than my fair share of naked Japanese guys. As for Japanese women, I don't have that much personal experience, but I've heard lots of stories. Moving right along, skinny fat is the unofficial term for people who are a normal weight for their age and height, but have a higher body fat percentage and a lower amount of muscle mass. Now, I come from one of the most overweight countries in the world, so I'm not here to point fat fingers at anyone. But the point is, while being a normal weight might allow you to look okay when you're wrapped in clothing, having some muscle mass is the only way to look truly sexy when you're at the beach, in the gym, or in private with your partner. And there are a multitude of ways to strength train, ranging from calisthenics, HIIT, yoga, and Pilates, to powerlifting, bodybuilding, and Olympic lifting. You can do it with free weights, medicine balls, your own body weight, resistance bands, weight machines, sandbags, and more. My favorite forms of strength training are calisthenics, weightlifting, yoga, and animal flow. But really, whatever it is you choose to do, just make sure you do it well and do it often. Now, for the third and final thing that I wish I had known when I first moved to Japan. The third thing that I wish I knew when I moved to Japan is that no matter how good your diet, no matter how consistently or hard you train, no matter how many supplements you take, or even how badly you want it, sometimes getting in shape is gonna straight up suck, and you just have to accept it and keep pushing through. And I know that's a tough pill to swallow, but it's the cold, hard truth. Acceptance and consistency are the keys to success, because once you accept that parts of the process will be difficult, you'll stop looking for quick fixes and shortcuts. You'll stop wasting time and money on things you totally don't need. And you'll stop getting angry at the world and disappointed in yourself for feeling tired or sore or hungry or even wanting to quit. Instead, you'll start planning ahead and paying attention. You'll start building self-confidence and mental fortitude. You'll start tracking your progress and celebrating the small wins. You'll start seeing real results. And before you know it, you'll start getting in better shape than you ever thought possible. Whether you're morbidly obese, a little overweight, skinny fat, or as thin as a rail, getting in good shape takes time and sacrifice, period. So accept that it's hard and commit to the process. And in the end, I promise you'll come out a winner. To be clear, I'm saying all this because I've been there. I've been the skinny guy who wants to have muscles, and I've been the overweight guy who wants to have abs. And I've helped loads of people from all over the world find what works best for them and their needs. So now that you know what I wish I knew when I first moved to Japan, give this video a thumbs up, remember to subscribe, then head over to my website where you can see how I help people eliminate confusion, control their diet, and finally get in the best shape of their life. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.